The heart of the alley, Ma Janki and Kali. Ma Janki lived in a small house. It was tucked away in a narrow alley. Sunlight rarely touched its damp paving stones. Hers was a quiet life, a life of shadows and soft sounds. She was old, her face a map of many years. Loneliness was a familiar guest in her small rooms, but she was not entirely alone. She had Kali, a small comfort in a large, indifferent world. Kali was a cat, not just any cat. She was sleek and black as a moonless night. Her eyes were like polished amber. Kali was Ma Janki's shadow, her confidant. She moved with a silent grace, a whisper of fur against old ankles. Kali understood things Ma Janki never said aloud. She was more than a pet. She was the warmth in the cold. Their days were a gentle rhythm. Ma Janki would sweep her small porch. Kali would watch from a sunbeam if one dared to visit. They shared meals, a little milk for Kali, a simple chapati for Ma Janki. Every night something peculiar happened, something Kali did, as the old clock in the lane chimed 12, precisely at midnight. Kali would stir. She would stretch, a slow, deliberate unfurling. Her amber eyes would gleam in the dim light. Then she would head for the steep, narrow stairs, the stairs that led to the flat terrace, up above the sleeping alley. A silent, determined journey. Ma Janki had worried at first, many years ago. Where did Kali go? What secrets did the night hold for her cat? She would call softly, but Kali would not turn back. The midnight call was too strong. Over time, worry turned to a kind of acceptance, a resigned understanding. This was Kali's ritual, her private communion with the darkness. Ma Janki would wait. She always waited, her heart a little tight, and Kali always returned. Always. After a while, sometimes an hour, sometimes more, she would reappear at the top of the stairs, a dark shape against the faint city glow. Silent as she had left, she would descend. One night, the air felt different, heavy, still, like a held breath. The old clock chimed its 12 mournful notes. Kali rose, as she always did. She rubbed against Ma Janki's legs, a brief, soft touch. Then she turned toward the stairs. She climbed, each step deliberate, up into the waiting darkness of the terrace. Ma Janki watched her go. A familiar sight, a familiar pang of temporary goodbye. But the minutes stretched longer than usual. An hour passed. The silence in the room grew louder. Ma Janki's unease began to prickle, like tiny needles. This was not right. Kali was usually back by now. Another hour crawled by. The knot in Ma Janki's chest tightened. Fear, cold and sharp, began to bloom. She called Kali's name, softly at first, then louder. "Kali, Kali!" Only the echo answered. Panic set in. A frantic energy filled Ma Janki. She climbed the steep stairs herself. Her old knees ached. The terrace was empty, just the vast, indifferent sky above and the sleeping city below. She searched every corner. Section 4. Whispers in the dark, sounds and shadows. Days bled into a sorrowful week. Ma Janki walked the alleys, a ghost herself now. Her eyes scanned every rooftop, every dark corner, every drainpipe. She showed Kali's old frayed collar to strangers. "Have you seen her?" "My Kali." "Black cat, amber eyes." Most shook their heads, some offered pity, but no one offered hope. The hope inside Ma Janki grew fainter, smaller, colder, like a dying ember. The neighbors began to talk, in hushed voices when Ma Janki was out of earshot, or so they thought. They remembered that night, the night Kali disappeared. Mrs. Das, from across the lane, spoke of strange sounds. Not the usual city noises, not the stray dogs. It was a wail, she said, like someone crying. A thin, desolate sound carried on the still night air. It made her shiver. Old man Hemant, who slept near the temple, agreed. He had heard it too. He thought it was a child, lost or in pain. Section 5. The unseen return. A chilling question. Ma Janki's breath caught in her throat. Her heart gave a painful lurch. A wild, impossible hope flared, followed swiftly by a chilling dread. "Kali," she whispered. The name was a prayer, a question, a plea. The shadowy cat did not move. It just sat there, its red eyes fixed on her, burning into her, holding her gaze with an intensity that was not Kali's. Not her gentle Kali. Then a voice. It came from the direction of the cat. Soft, low, and terrifyingly familiar. "Ma Janki." The sound slithered into her ears. It was a voice she knew, or a twisted echo of it. But the shadow cat's mouth, it did not move. Not a twitch of its shadowy whiskers, not a flicker of its silent lips. The voice hung in the air, cold, alien, wearing a stolen familiarity. The shadow then melted back into the night. Now, every midnight she hears them, footsteps,